Boxing. We've looked at the data, and there's a lot of boxers out there, but are they victorious? Well, when it comes to Victorious Boxers 2 Fighting Spirit, yes. It's a story of triumph, starring aspiring boxer Ippo Makanouchi, and other great characters from the boxing-themed manga series. Now, I've barely dipped my toes in that world of entertainment, but I like it. I mean, just look at how many characters are on this roster. I can't even count that high. You can be a bear. And there's no visible stats or attributes for them, but a lot of the characters have traits and special moves they can do, like this shotgun punch that I remember so dearly. You'll see a lot more as we go. And with that being said, why don't we put on our gloves, step in the ring, and become victorious? Now in the story, there's 6 acts in total, and because that would be an insane amount of dense material to cover.
Creatures of the sea, unite!
So, the journey begins in the modest Kamigawa boxing gym, and I'm the new kid in town. They're calling me weak. Look at me, just a little goober. I can never compete with amateur boxing phenom Ichiro Miyata.
Round 1.
So the first match begins, and this is where we get our feet wet, learning the bob and weave movements, and most importantly, the punching. The controls take a bit of getting used to, because all the movements are tied to the left stick. As you can see, I'm ducking repeatedly when trying to move forward. But it was only a small learning curve, considering I pieced them up like birthday cake, after you sing happy birthday.
Knockout.
By the way, Ippo's trait is super strong punches, so you know that now. And just soon after, I hear the guys talking about Miyata quitting the gym. So I'm like, OMG, I have to go talk to him right now. You didn't quit because of me, right? And he's like, yeah, I left because of you. But not because I was embarrassed. I just have to join another gym if I want to fight you in the upcoming rookie tournament. And thus a rivalry is born.
Okay.
But I'll need to get my boxing license before I can compete. So 1 month later, I head to my pro test match to get my license. Then in comes the main villain, Ryu Mashiba. He's like, ha 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 ha, you're all a bunch of babies. I'm the real boxing guy. Apparently he's a rookie, but he looks corrupted already. He's got big eyebrows. Enough of that. It's time for my pro test versus Ogawa. And needless to say, I pieced him up like a suit at Men's Warehouse. Made him real dapper.
1, 2, 3.
But yay, I'm a pro now. I'm a pronoun. Then the villain comes in telling me I might as well switch classes because I have no chance against him.
See you in the future, sucker!
Apparently he has a mean flicker jab that nobody else in Japan can replicate. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because I have my featherweight debut to get ready for. And my opponent, Yusuke Oda, isn't worried about me at all. He's not even training, just drinking coffee with his girlfriend, that little who later on at the ramen spot overhears me and my crew talking trash on Oda's overconfident, boisterous self. So she immediately breaks up with him out of embarrassment. Now at the weigh-ins, he's staring me down menacingly. He's got that fire in his belly. Now it's a good thing I got my smoke detector, because I called the fire department and dropped him like a long-distance phone call. And I'm not calling back. I don't have time. I need to win my next fight to get into the Eastern Japan Rookie Tournament! Versus Yoshio Fujiwara, and he's really ugly. He kind of looks like a fish. So I'll need to lure him in and use my endless supply of hooks to catch him. Is this a boxing ring or Bass Pro Shops? Either way, I'm all out of worms. That makes sense?
Technical knockout.
Following my victory, the tournament bracket is released, and it appears I'll need to make it to the final if I want to fight my rival, Ichiro Miyata. But for now, I'm fighting a man named Jason. What kind of name is Jason? He's American? Oh no! Jason Ozuma is 3-0, with a mean hook that can knock out anyone in his path. So in the wise words of Mr. Krabs,
Beware the hooks! The hooks, me bucko!
Round 2 had me up against defensive specialist Kenta Kabasi, who also looks American and kind of like a baby doll. I got in there and had his head snapping more than a doo-wop group in the 50s. Or Lil Jon in the 2000s. Then round 3 came, and I was up against the 50-0 Ruichi Hiyami with his famous shotgun punch that I love so much. They were coming in at hyper speed, but had the power of one of those Orbi water ball guns. So I countered his attacks and sat him down like he needed a timeout. Recess is over, punk. And with that, we made it to the Eastern Japan Rookie Tournament Final. It's a lot of words. And the time has come to finally fight Miyata. But not so fast. The cunning Mashiba cheated, so the big rematch is off the table for now. Just look at him. That faraway look in his eye. He must be destroyed. And here we go. He immediately puts his flicker jab to work. It's something to truly marvel at, I tell you what. That jab was flickering like an old light bulb. But they don't call me the electrician for nothing. with with two major characters now a little bit behind us, we advance even further to the All Japan Rookie Tournament, where with my Konu red trunks, beat down Takeshi Sendo to become the hottest rookie in all of Japan. But that's just breadcrumbs. Next stop, become the featherweight champion of the world. Some time passes since the tournament. I've just graduated from high school, and Miyata comes over to say goodbye. He's off to Thailand to work on making a comeback. And while he's over there, it's time for me to make my championship run. So on the way to our first ranked match, we're introduced to the featherweight champion, Eji Date. I think that's right. And he says I'm cute. Although correct, I'm still coming for that belt, fella. I got eyes on ya. And I came out of the gates hot, lighting up my opponents like they were candles in a power outage. And let's just say number 5 ranked Okita was all out of wax. Then I went up against the fastest man in the featherweight class, Takuma Saiki. He may have glitched around the ring, skipping frames with his blazing speed, but I still dropped him like it's hot. Now what's a boxing story without a Russian guy? The number 3 ranked Alexander Zangiev with his famous white fang punch. That sounds like a drink that I would ladle into a cup, which meant it was time for me to deploy my gazelle punch. Boom. Next stop, the championship title. But hold up. What about Miyata over in Thailand? He's had a rocky start due to the judges playing favorites in foreign territory. But in a last-ditch effort to save his career, he took on the 10-0 Jimmy Sisfa, who's never even been knocked down. Until today, that is. Miyata knocked him down like those fat cats in the Fat Cat Carnival game, where you throw beanbags. So with that, our chances of meeting have increased tenfold. Now back to me. While training in the park after dark, featherweight champion Date runs over to tell me my punches, they're just too weak to knock him down. And I took that personally. So we went back and forth, punch for punch. And as the many long rounds went by, coach told me, quit toying around, finish him. So I said enough of this Toy Story. Playtime's over.
Kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Knockout.
I'm now the featherweight champ, the victorious boxer. But alas, this is only Act 1 out of 6. This is a 4. The story continues on. In Act 2, you focus more on Takamura's rise to middleweight champion. And while training out in the woods, we're ambushed by a bear. And this bear has the might of Zeus. And is also hard to hit because of the sheer size of his body. It like shields his head.
If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear!
Then we fight malnourished in a must-win scenario. Because only 2 months later, we take on middleweight champion of the world, Brian Hawk. I love his design. It's such a classic-looking American boxing villain. And fighting in the higher weight classes was awesome because all the punches felt a lot more significant. And he's been relinquished. Now Takamura is a victorious boxer. Now, as I skip through over 70 fights, we finally get to that rematch that I was expecting to happen much earlier. I actually downloaded a save file to get here, so the payoff wasn't as sweet, but my punches were. I tried this on normal difficulty and got demoralized, but in my world of easy mode, I beat him down to truly become a victorious boxer. At least in everyone else's minds, because I'm still not satisfied. It's like an endless road in front of me that keeps extending as I run. Maybe it continues in the PS3 game, but I can't read Japanese, so I don't know. Now with that, there's still unlimited things that happen in this game. But I do want to mention in Act 4, Kamigawa, who's your trainer and the owner of the gym, who I barely mentioned, takes you back in time to an old war story, where you fight a racist American soldier. These aren't kind words. And you get to use his special gut punch. And I'll tell you what, it got crazy in there. I also really like the old army base aesthetic they got going on. Overall, this game is awesome and it still holds up today. The fights are very hectic and fast, but satisfyingly smooth at the same time. If I wasn't trying to crunch time for a video, I would have played through and enjoyed the entire game. A+. Play it if you have it, it's pretty damn good.
I was boxing in the morning, I was boxing in the night, I was boxing everyone, I was boxing my wife. In an exhibition I fought as the bear, and this is what happened. I slapped the opponent one time, and his face was blown open wide. Doesn't sound good. The bear killed him, the bear killed him, the bear. The bear.
I love this beat because it reminds me of the first time I ever.
I hope that you enjoy this video. I made it for you.
And that's the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, why don't you drop a like down below? Maybe leave a comment, I don't know. And better yet, why don't you check out one of these videos I have right here? I'm sure one tickles your fancy. Anyways, like always, I appreciate you guys so much. It means the world to me that you're even still watching this video right now. Anyways, that's about it for me. I'll see you in the next one.